The Showdown is not meant to cause offense or harm. The viewer acknowledges any reliance on the accuracy or completeness of said content should be done at their own discretion. The host apologizes in advance for any affront as a result of personal attacks.
They're in on Soto. They're in on Bellinger. They're in on Yamamoto. I do expect them to come out with and they can do both Soto and Bellinger.
Wow, that's yesterday, Jon Heyman. He joins us in the Showdown. Good to have you in the Showdown.
It's good to be here.
You're pretty scrappy lately.
My second time.
All right, so now you said, like, yesterday the Yankees should hit the market hard, right? You said that's what you're advocating for.
I think they will.
They will. Should they?
I advocate for Bellinger. I'm not so sure on Soto because it's a one-year thing, but I'm looking at the Yankees. They won 82 games last year. They're ticked off. You saw Brian Cashman at the GM meetings. He is determined to improve this team, and I do think they will improve for next year.
Yeah, but again, so let's go out and buy on a buying spree. Have you learned nothing is the question. Like, are you learning? You can keep going down that path, and then you keep doubling down on your mistakes.
Right. I'm not advocating they go out and get Soto because it's a one-year thing. He's not going to be extended. So I'm not necessarily in favor of that, but they are trying hard. And I do think they will come up with some big players, and I think they were better than an 82 and 80 team last year. Look at you making a
Well, they were. Maybe they were. Maybe they weren't. But that's what they were.
Is that part of the debate strategy? Making faces.
Only when I speak to you do I make faces. I just can't believe what I'm hearing. Otherwise, you're a smart guy most of the time, and I don't get it sometimes when you're not. Because you go down this road and you keep doubling down on the big contracts, and it gets worse and worse. And then you're saddled, and hey, we can't build the bullpen, or we can't get that extra guy in the rotation because we just have all this money allocated.
Well, once again, I'm saying the Yankees are doing this. They are pursuing Soto. They are looking at Bellinger. They are going for Yamamoto.
You've advocated that before. I've worked with you a long time.
I know that they're the Yankees. They're not happy being 82 and 80. I'm realistic. I do think they're better than 82 and 80. Judge missed two months. Obviously, they didn't have Cortez last year, basically. Rodon was basically not there.
Right.
Rizzo was not there after the first couple months, basically.
Yeah.
So they are better than an 82 and 80 wins team. They sell out. They're the New York Yankees. They're not going to punt on this.
When you keep pushing, though, full throttle, the bill comes due, and then you get into this cycle of negative spending.
It's 30 years. They haven't had a losing record.
But there are a lot of those years where they're making the wild card with 86 wins and they've had a lot of success. But you can be a rusted out. Look, Brian Cashman did a beautiful job of turning from that rusted out Yankees, the Beltran, A-Rod, Teixeira Yankees, to the new group, right? A masterful job.
Right.
But if you keep doubling down on that now in what is going to be known as the Stanton years, you're going to have these problems. All right.
I don't know that they're going to be known as the Stanton.
They are, because this is a stagnant
When they
year.
have an off year like 08, they go out and get Sabathia, Teixeira, Burnett. They
it's a long time
in the
ago.
World Series.
And they did win.
And they win every year. So this strategy has not been cyclical, as you say. They've been good all the time.
They have been quite good. So here are the Mets now. The new GM, everything else. What should they do?
Yeah, I think we're going to agree on this. So this is not going to be a very good debate. I think they should give Beatty and Mauricio and these young guys a chance. I understand.
Wow, so refresh and maybe absorb a year with 80 wins and not make it the playoffs.
It's okay to just be.
If you're the Mets, it's okay. So it's not, but not for the Yankees, but for the Mets.
For 1 year.
By the way, you're right. Yeah, take a step back so you can take 2 steps forward down the road.
Yeah, no, I think that these guys have potential. Obviously, Beatty wasn't great last year.
Alvarez, Beatty, Mauricio, Vientos, let them play.
They have
get
potential.
Better.
Jet Williams, I think he's going to be really good. Like Soto-like on base in the minors. So I'd say give these guys a chance, and we'll see what they do. But I'm not against Yamamoto because obviously 25.
Everybody keeps throwing in, get Yamamoto.
I know.
30
only one
clubs
team
can't get Yamamoto. Just solution to everything. Go get Yamamoto. That guy's going to get paid.
I'm with you. Only one team will have Yamamoto.
All right, last thing. You're a very good Hall of Fame voter.
Thank you.
All right, I want to say that first.
Thank you.
Up front.
I'm going to get hit.
What are we missing on Billy Wagner? I'm missing that with you.
Well, Billy Wagner's going to get in, and we just saw Jimmy Rollins, and you're in favor, and everybody's in favor. Let's not forget that he started out with 10.5%. I'm not easily swayed. All these guys start out with 10%, and then they end up with 90%. Okay. I'm not there. I've changed on a couple guys, but I generally
do a
strong evaluation at the beginning.
Yep.
And I think Billy Wagner was I don't want to rip. He was a great pitcher. He was great, but he's in the top 1%. Let me ask you this for a question.
Go ask me.
You're starting a team.
Yeah.
You get the whole career. Now, Billy Wagner moved from team to team, but let's say he's going to be on your team the whole career.
Right.
Or Mark Burley. You get the whole career. Whose would you take? You're getting Burley's career with his 60.
Oh, I love Burley. Right. I might take Burley. Yeah,
right.
I'm not against it, but I might vote Mark Burley, too. I'll make a case for Burley, make a case for Paul Konerko. All right, how about this? Can I give you one now? I answered your question honestly, right?
Yes, you
answered. How about, here's the selling point. For guys who have 900 innings, do you know where Billy Wagner ranks in run prevention, in park-adjusted, run score, yearly appointment?
Other than WAR.
Run prevention, though. This is ERA, park-adjusted. He's number 2, John, behind Rivera. He's not number 8. He's not number 14. He's not number 22. He's number 2. So that does it. I know he wasn't great in the playoffs. You and Mad Dog are big on that. I get it.
Okay,
number 2.
I don't want to kill him
900
over
innings.
10 innings here, but here are the similarity scores. I did a little research.
You didn't address that. You're already jumping over to
900
innings.
He's a terrific pitcher.
2 all time.
He's certainly in the top 2%.
He was great, actually.
Pitcher.
He was dominant.
But here are the similarity scores. These are the guys that he's most comparable to.
You don't even have
Craig Kimbrell. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Kimbrell's a great relief pitcher.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
I don't know about that, but he's an all-time great.
Chapman, is he a Hall of Famer?
At his peak, he was an all-time great.
K-Rod, is he a Hall of Famer?
He's right up there. And
Joe Nathan, is he a Hall of Famer?
You're doing some
Randy
artificial
Myers,
statement.
Jonathan Papelbon.
The similarity scores on Baseball Reference, it's there to make it easier for people who aren't doing the actual research. We're just like throwing it out there. Oh, look at these names that are there. You don't even know how
I did research. I clicked the buttons and came up with this.
Kimbrell and Chapman were great relievers.
Hoffman, Lee Smith, if they were the similarity scores, I'd say, wow, he's comparable to those guys.
Because they have more innings.
Now, Kimbrell's got a case, but it's a very similar case to Billy Wagner.
Yes, he does. It might be a winning case. I haven't reevaluated.
Kimbrell
was number 1 all time for a while.
A winning case. And look, if he gets in, great. I mean, he was certainly very close. He's borderline. Nothing against him. I loved him, covering him. Personality does not affect this. I just think he was just a little below. I'm sticking with my vote. I was in that minority of the 90% that didn't vote for the majority, 90%, and I'm sticking with it. I'm sorry.
I appreciate.
I do like him.
I appreciate that you do not then fold to groupthink that is out there. That you better get on board or else.
We're in agreement on that, right?
We are.
Groupthink is unbelievable. It's all these guys from 10 to 9.
You don't want to be Twitter shamed.
How about the awards this year? 3 out of the big 4 awards were unanimous. Why? Because on Twitter we read that this guy has to be MVP or the.
He's right.
I agree with the results. Obviously, Ohtani was the MVP. Acuna's the MVP. But that wouldn't have been the case if we didn't have Twitter and we weren't reading that we had to vote for Acuna and Ohtani.
That's a good point. No, you're right about that. You're wrong.